Hello.
Sheila?
Greetings.
Someone's here to see you, Mom.
Oh my goodness.
Well, good afternoon, Lady Sheila.
Well, good afternoon to you.
And happy Boxing Day.
Happy Boxing Day to
And a
you.
very happy Christmas as well.
Thank you.
We are Elizabeth Windsor, by the grace of God, Queen of England, Ireland, and Wales. Head of the Commonwealth, defender of the faith, Supreme Governor of the Church in England. And it is my distinct pleasure to come here this afternoon to honour what I am told is a very great lady, yourself, Lady Sheila. In fact, we have been given to know by our secret source, Pam, that you have much in common with your fellow countrywoman, the Queen. First of all, I know that you apparently worked for Delta Airlines. Is this true?
Very true.
So, like myself, you have travelled extensively. We have been to 116 countries. How many have you?
Not that many.
I'll forgive you. And apparently, as in all cases, in all lives, some of those journeys were very adventurous, especially when, bravely at 21 years of age, you boarded a one-way ship to America and crossed the pond, never to look back. Have you ever gone back?
Yes, a few times.
I
To
hope
visit,
so. I
to
thought you'd
visit.
abandoned us utterly.
No.
Well, glad I am to hear you haven't. And then, apparently, there was another time when you were in, well, that capital over across the pond, Washington, D.C., and you met your husband. Is that so?
That is true.
Wonderful. Now, I must tell you, when I was in Washington, D.C. myself in 1951, I only met President Harry Truman. Well, I already had a husband. I wasn't looking for one. And I don't think Prince Philip would fancy me taking a second. Now, also, I hear you're a very active and sporting lady. Is that so?
A little bit.
Well, I hear you sing. Would you like to sing for the Queen?
Orchestra.
Oh, you are not prepared. I'm so sorry. Well, I hear you sing. You like to play the bells. Perhaps we could have you at St. Paul's sometime. Can you handle the really big ones?
Wonderful.
Lovely. And also, an accomplished tennis player. Is this true?
Yes.
A player.
Yes.
Oh.
Not accomplished.
Well, and modest. Well done, you. Very well. Well, I am myself, of course, a very sporting woman. Not so much at tennis. Of course, I love horseback riding. Do you ever do this?
I have not.
Oh, lovely. Horse racing. You could come to Ascot.
That would be wonderful.
But, of course, what I love more than anything in the world are my dogs. Have you any dogs?
Not anymore, no.
Oh, pity.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if you and your guests realize that I myself have created a new breed of dog. This is true. It's called a doggie. It's a cross between a dachshund and a corgi. This is true. Did you know that?
No.
No.
Yes, well, indeed. I have 20 of them out on the lawn for you. But, of course, I also understand that's one of your greatest accomplishments, that you have 3 children and 5 grandchildren. Is that so?
That is true.
Now, how many of them are joining you today? Are they all here?
All here. All here.
They're all here.
Yes,
Wonderful.
isn't that wonderful.
Well, they must think very highly of you. I myself have 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and they've not always behaved very well. Have yours behaved?
Wonderfully.
Good. Would you like to borrow mine?
No.
Now, as we do begin a new year, and I dedicate myself anew to the service of my country, I hope we will all remember the power of togetherness and the convening strength of family and friendship. Indeed, in that spirit of friendship and at the request of your family, I've come to grant you a few small honours. Now, first of all, we are frequently asked, what is in the Queen's pocketbook? Go ahead, you want to ask me. Go ahead, let me hear you.
What is in the Queen's pocketbook?
None of your business, what she Normally a tube of lipstick and some dog treats. But this afternoon I have just a few small tokens for you. First of all, just a small memento, Lady Sheila, of my diamond jubilee. For those young ones who do not know, of course, if I should, God willing, be reigning England by 9th September of next year, I shall be the longest reigning British monarch in history, surpassing only my own great-grandmother, Queen Victoria herself. So, this is just a small celebration, of course, from my younger days.
Thank you very much.
I also have a very small replica, I couldn't bring the real one, but of the Tower of London. I hope you'll always be from the outside looking in. Now, next I should like, for all of you who have glasses, and if no glasses, then raise your hand and salute, because I should like to give you a royal toast, Lady Sheila. So, it is my greatest desire that you, Sheila Massey, a fine English lassie, that you should be hung, drawn, and quartered. But let me finish. Hung with the finest diamonds, drawn in a coach and four, and quartered in the finest castle in all of Christendom. Everyone, hear, hear, the toast. Now I know you're beside yourself and speechless, but we have yet one more honour to bestow. In sooth, one of the truly British novelties, a knighthood. Oh, let me hear you. Oh. Well, are any of you knights? You should be impressed. Here, if I might. Now, normally investitures, and a knighthood is such, are only performed 2 days out of the year. On the Queen's birthday, now I was actually born in April, but they celebrate in June, they're very mixed up. Or for New Year's. Now, we're a few days before New Year's, but I'm going to waive that requirement since this is the day we're celebrating you, Lady Sheila. So I'm going to grant you a knighthood. Now, normally in the olden days, first of all, women could not be knighted. Knighthood was something that took men years and years, decades perhaps, to achieve. You might get a knighthood for bravery on the battlefield, personal service to your monarch. And so I have decided that I should like to grant you a knighthood for your service to your family, your community, your church, and indeed your adopted homeland, who I'm sure you have embraced fully. Although you've not forgotten England, have you?
No.
Very well. Very well. So, I am going to knight you. Now, typically, if you were about to be knighted, you had to fast for 24 hours before that honour. Have you been fasting?
I'm afraid not.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your honesty. I suspected as much, so I'm going to waive that requirement as well. Finally, normally, when you were about to be knighted by a sovereign, you had to kneel down on one knee. I shan't make you do that today. But I simply ask that you step forward. Now, I was going to bring the great sword of state with which knighthoods usually are conducted, but they wouldn't let it out of the country. So, instead, I've just brought this, well, it's a bit more subtle, but sword of state. This is a small state sword, so no need to fear, no beheadings this afternoon. So, instead of asking you to take one knee, and by the way, before your queen, you would normally take one knee. 2 knees before God, 1 before your queen. But I shan't ask you to take a knee. I shall simply ask you to bow your head, and all shall bear witness that we, Elizabeth Windsor, Queen of England, Ireland, and Wales, do solemnly dub thee in the name of St. Michael and St. George and the Holy Trinity, a knight of the realm of Great Britain. Henceforth shall you be called Dame Sheila Massey, and henceforth shall all those here present who have borne witness bow and curtsy in your presence. Let's see them bow, 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 curtsy, curtsy, curtsy. Proper manners. And now let's have 3 hearty cheers, hurrahs, for our new Dame Sheila. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! And a round of applause. Feel free to curtsy and call me ma'am.
Very good.
I actually have also brought you an official, I left my servants, I'll borrow one of yours, an official certificate of knighthood thereon, signed by our hand royal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very well. Oh, here, shall I read it for them? Here. Here's her
thank
proclamation, the royal decree, be it hereby known that Sheila Massey, now Dame Sheila, being adjudged worthy of virtue of skill at arms, that's the tennis racket, keenness of wit and honour of character, is made a knight of the realm, Elizabeth R. Of course, R for Regina, that means queen. That's our official royal signature. So there you are, my lady.
Thank you.
Very well. Hurrah! Well, it is a delight to make your acquaintance. What a merry, merry way to celebrate.
This is wonderful.
And I'm glad you're only a princess, because there's only one queen, which is my sister.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have you any questions for me?
Can I get a picture with you too?
Yes, of course, some royal portraits.
Yes.
And if you have any questions, pertinent or impertinent, it's not